Good day to you, sir. I have had an absolute mare to start this walk. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Nick, Baldy Outdoors. So a bit of backstory for you. We're in the Peak District. I've just left Hope. Hope the place, not Hope in general, but that was nearly the case. This blue piece of apparatus you can see me wearing now is a brand new poncho I bought for the coast to coast in a couple of months, and I've had an absolute mare with it. Ideally I wanted it to go over my bag, but that's not happening unfortunately, so thankfully I've got my rain cover with me and that's gone over the top, and I'm just wearing it over me but then putting the bag over the poncho. You know, you make do, didn't you? But as you can tell, the weather is awful, but in this country, as you know as well, if you wait for a good weather window you'll never bloody get out, so we make do. So I am doing the Edale Skyline this weekend. So I'm going up Wind Hill first, get the big climb out of the way, and then we'll be going all the way around past Grinslow Knoll. Probably hopefully going to get a camp on the wall packs, so I'm not doing it in a full day. I'm going to break it into two, so do 10 miles one day, 10 miles the next. So if all goes well, I'll be pitching up on the wall packs for the night, and then from there going all the way down across up to Mamtor, across the Great Ridge, and then finishing at Lewes Hill. We won't be going back down into Hope, we're just going to be finishing at Lewes Hill and then walking back, only because the missus is coming tomorrow. She's going to meet me at Mamtor. I'm going to drop my bag off in the car and then we're going to walk the Great Ridge and then walk back again. So yeah, join me on this new adventure up on the Edale Skyline. Right, I've just trudged up. There's a hill there, but you can't see it because we are unbelievably clogged in right now. I'm actually on the actual skyline itself now. Wind Hill's behind me, but I'm not bothering doing Wind Hill because I've been up there, done it before, so I'm not wasting time doing it again. Sorry if I sound like a grump, but in this weather I just want to get to where I'm looking at finishing for the day. So yeah, this is my view in front of me, and that's the view around me at the minute. Glorious, isn't it? Yeah, I'm glad I'm actually on the actual skyline now, because that hill, if you're ever doing this and you come out from Hope and you go up that hill via the farmland, sorry, that is horrendous. But yeah, so I'm going to carry on this path. I'll bring you back when there's something significant, but as you can tell you're not really seeing much, and I'm pretty sure you ain't going to want to listen to me waffle for copious amounts of time, so I'll bring you back when something else appears or it clears up a little bit. I don't know if you can just see that pheasant around here. I suppose I run off, to be fair. Just stay with this. If I don't end up on my arse at least once, whether it be today or tomorrow, I'll be absolutely amazed. Brought my drone with me as well, but I can't see me getting that in this, to be honest. These are the positives in it all, you know. We're in the Peak District, on another adventure. The weather, you know, whether it's hot, cold, snowing, pissing down rain, windy, all gives it that little bit of character, doesn't it? I mean, the view wouldn't go amiss, let's be brutally honest, but you know, here's what it is, isn't it? Here's what it is. just clearing up ever so slightly. You see the clouds coming up past the trees there, and you can just about see the hills over that side as well. I generally think that's probably the best we're going to get when it comes to views. The path is horrendous. I'm on here at the minute. It's not that well, anything's better than that, put it that way. But yeah, it's just opening up ever so slightly, which is nice. Get a little bit of a view. Sorry if all the wind noises are a bit much. I've not put my mic on. Don't really want that getting piss wet. The sheepies. Nice woodland over there. There is one thing I really wish I bought now. So obviously we're camping tonight, and I think I even said to myself, you need to pack that because it's going to be rotten, and I've not, like a tit. Ground sheet, just to give the bottom of the tent that little bit more protection. Mate, you okay? Come on over. So yeah, safe to say the bottom of my tent's going to get very mucky tonight potentially, which is never good. But yeah, this is my view at the minute, so you can still see the hills just about, and then the trail goes down there. There's a couple of people up ahead, and if you can see them just there, yellow and orange rain covers on their bags. They look like sizable bags, to be fair, so could potentially be other campers. Like I said, hopefully we can get to the wall packs before it gets dark, and if that's the case, last time, I mean the weather might throw hindrance to that, but last time I was up there, I think it was September-ish last year, I think it was, and it was like a bleeding campsite. I had someone's dog constantly visiting the tent. If you've not seen the video, it's up on the channel. Yeah, someone's dog kept coming into my tent, and the kids running past it and all sorts. It weren't anywhere near anyone else's camp. It was well away from anyone else's camp, but yeah, that's how busy it was. But fingers crossed it's not that busy tonight, especially with the weather the way it is. Slight detour. GPS is telling me to go down a path that runs along the forest line, but it's an absolute shit show. Quagmire is probably, or Quagmire, whatever you call it, is probably the best example of that. It's awful. So I'm going down to this path here where you see those guys on now, and it'll bring me back to it anyway. Oh, the joys, eh? The joys. Made it to the pillar. I can't remember for the life of me what this is called, but it says Hope on that side, Edale on that side, Glossop on this side, and then Sheffield on that side. You see that year, 1737. Apologies, I can't remember the name of it, but it wouldn't be a trail with Baldy Outdoors if I didn't forget the name of something. I'll put it on the screen now so you know what it is. But yeah, just about to start another small ascent, and then we turn left going that way, and that'll bring us along Ringing Roger, past Grinslow Knoll, and eventually the Woolpacks. So let's get through this gate. That's where we've just come from. And that's where we're going. It has opened up a fair bit, to be fair, so hopefully the clouds lifting a little bit. It is still drizzling a little bit as well, but is what it is, isn't it? And the mist coming through the trees is quite special. But these paths, they're just rivers. But yeah, minor ascent. I don't think anything's as bad as the one coming out of Hope. I hope not, anyway. God, how many puns and memes are about going for Hope? So I forgot to say, those of you who done it, you probably know because you've seen a couple of markers that would give it away a bit, but those who haven't, I am doing this in an anti-clockwise direction. Some people do it clockwise, it don't really matter, to be honest. As long as you do the loop, that's all that matters. The only tree anywhere. How random is that? Cool, huh? That is cool. So we turned left just after we had that little incline, and then there was another little incline, and now we're on this misty path that I'm pretty sure will take us up to what I said before on the tops of Ring and Roger and whatnot. So fingers crossed, but I can't really tell you because I can't really see much other than sheep. Afternoon. Good day to you, sir or ma'am. I think he was impressed. I think we're alright time wise because we've just pushed the 5 mile mark and it's just gone back 2ish, give or take. And I was hoping on pushing 6 miles by 3 o'clock, but obviously that's next, so I feel like we're doing good for time at the minute. Breathing at my arse though. Whew. I don't know what I've done to my bag, or I've packed it wrong or something, I don't know, but I'm having a bit of jip with it. The old shoulders are hurting and my back's giving me a bit of jip and all, so yeah, not good. We'll push on, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's not done that before, so interesting. Views are still looking amazeballs. Just going up this incline now. Very slippy. If I can find somewhere I might stop off and have my sandwich in a bit. I might just get to the top of this and then see what we're saying. Yeah, mega slippy around here, man. Look at all this. Again, how I've not gone over yet is beyond me. Do you know what I arrogantly assumed? And I know assumption is never good. I arrogantly assumed that once you're up on the skyline, so to speak, it was relatively flat, but it's been anything but at the minute. Can you see that? The looming. It's quite daunting when it's in the clegg, and that's per usual going by what I'm seeing on the screen. it does not do it justice. It looks very daunting. Ugh, I see another hill coming up. And if that's the last one that gets us on the tops there, bloody hope so. So at the top of that hill, and as you can tell, the rain's come back. You can see it smashing through. Driving rain, ridiculous, doesn't it? So my poncho's got a Johnny Bravo quiff.
Man, I'm pretty.
So much for eating my sandwich. Can't eat it in this. There. So you come down there, come up here, and you've got to do a bit of scrambling here to get on the top here. This weather is shit. Right guys, I've taken the difficult decision to knock this one on the head. As you can see, the weather is horrendous. Visibility is piss poor. I am piss wet through. To a point, my trousers are actually wet underneath my waterproof trousers. I don't know whether that's through sweat, condensation, rain just getting through eventually. Same for the top half. And I'm getting a bit cold whilst moving, so not great. So I've plotted a course down Ringing Roger, which I'm familiar with now because I've done it a couple of times now. And then we're going to head down to Edale and get the train back home. Sucks, I hate it. This is only my second failure. It's not exactly a failure, to be fair, it's just, you know, sometimes you've got to look after number one, and I am getting cold, which is not ideal. As soon as you start getting cold in places like this when the weather's shite and it's winter, and you know, it's not great. You know, you're looking at potential, you know, giving yourself a cold, hypothermia, all sorts. It's not great. So sensible hat on. You know, I bet there's the odd one or two who would just think, you know, pussy, carry on, get on with it, but I don't care. My health is priority over videos and likes and all that stuff, I'm afraid. So sorry to disappoint. I will video it going down because at the end of the day it's all part of the journey. Get to see Ringing Roger again, well, kind of anyway. But yeah, safe to say I will be back, probably when the weather's a bit better, obviously. So yeah, pretty safe to say I'm gutted, so I'm going to put the camera away and I'll bring you back when we get to Ringing Roger, because that's always good to see. Pretty sure we're coming on to Ringing Roger now. It's starting to look familiar. You can see rocks in the distance as well, sticking up. Must have a little curse when it comes to the Peak District. Don't seem to have great weather when I come here. At least for when I come here for a camp anyway. Tell a lie, that's not overly true. Cursed when it comes to coming for a camp in the winter would probably be the best description for it, to be fair. There she is. That's where I pitched last time. Great camp that. Well, it was great until the storm hit anyway. Yeah. What a place. If you've never been to Ringing Roger, I would strongly recommend it. It is a great place to come when the views are up anyway. I had a bit of water running down here a minute ago, so it's definitely seeping through, which is just shit. With coast to coast planned in a couple of months, it's far from ideal, so the poncho idea I think is going to have to be scrapped. So if you're watching this and you've got any idea of a lightweight but very good waterproof jacket, it would be massively appreciated if you could put your suggestions in the comments. So I'm just trying not to break my ankle. Oh, there we go. Because yeah, if we all know what the lakes is like, hit and miss. So suggestions please in the comments would be great. I'm thinking for the distance I'm willing to pay a fair bit if it keeps me dry. When it comes to trousers, I think it's going to be a case of I'll wear these, but they can turn into shorts. And obviously in April going into May, it's going to be a hell of a lot warmer than what it is now. So I can get away with it a bit better. And I might just take some really lightweight shorts with me as well. Because if it rains and I can keep my top half dry, then that's good enough. I'm not bothered about getting my legs wet. Not at that time of year anyway. Oh, this man. It's just demoralising. Hate it. But at the same time, it's, you know, you can't make yourself ill. You know, I might come back up here when the weather's decent as well. Have another camp. I'll take the NATUREHIKE up here. It's fantastic. I bloody love it. Sorry for the camera shaking and all sorts. Oh shit! If you've been up here, you'll know it's a bit of a scramble. You know, every failure is a lesson, and a lesson learned. So don't ever, if you ever have to go on one of these trips or adventures and you have to turn around for whatever reason, don't look at it as a failure, because it's not. Tell you what is a failure though, not having my bloody tissues to hand. Oh. Put the camera away so I can get down the rest of this. This is quite hard with my ankle hands. Hi guys, as you can see the video ended abruptly there. Unfortunately the battery died, and because of the conditions I just didn't see the point in changing it, and obviously we'd already called it a day anyway. Now we're the day after, so this is the Sunday. I still stand by my decision. Kept playing it over in my head, like, you know, could I have done it? Could I have stayed out? The more I think about it, the more it was definitely the right decision. I was piss wet underneath, had no dry clothes other than boxers and socks. My boots were piss wet through, like literally I could feel a puddle of water in my boots, and bearing in mind I was wearing waterproof trousers and gaiters as well. So not impressed with that side of things. My trousers were wet underneath, and I think my t-shirt was overly dry, but my base, like my mid layer and my jacket underneath the poncho was just soaking. So yeah, I definitely stand by my decision. Like I said, I was going cold whilst walking, which isn't great. You know, I was losing my heat, and yeah, in those conditions it is not good. So, you know, you can make yourself ill, you can potentially get hypothermia, worst case scenario, and it's just not worth it. You know, the hills and the mountains aren't going anywhere, so you can always just go back, which I plan on doing. Obviously we were planning on doing the Edale Skyline, so, you know, that's not going anywhere. I think in hindsight as well, I probably should have knocked it on the head and picked somewhere else for like a cheeky wild camp or something, because the conditions up there were just shocking. And if you've done the Edale Skyline, you will know that that trail is based on the views you get from that skyline. So, you know, it was pretty pointless doing it anyway. Having thought about it from that perspective, that's on me, that side of things. You know, I should have thought about that before I left. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, learning curves. You can have a shed ton of good wild camps and a couple of day trips and that, and then one just goes completely Pete Tong, and you know, you learn things from it. So every day's a school day. But we will be going back and finishing that off, I promise you that, but when the weather's a little bit better. As for gear, I was really not impressed by any of it. That poncho was a waste of time. I bought it for the coast to coast, so I'm glad I tried it. I am in the market for a good raincoat. I think I found one in Go Outdoors, a Rab one. So hopefully we'll have a look at that. If you've got any suggestions in for raincoats, then please do drop them in the comments. It'd be good to know and good to get one before I leave at the end of April. My waterproof trousers, they didn't hold up. They were Gellert, so they're not, you know, the best sort of rain trousers, but you expect them to hold out a little bit. But yeah, my actual walking trousers were just piss wet through. And my boots, I have no idea what occurred with them. Like I said, I had gaiters and waterproof trousers on, so yeah, worked that one out. Also, as you know, doing an overnighter when you are piss wet through during winter and autumn, you know, it's very, very hard for you to dry your clothes. If you're doing it in spring, summer, you could probably get away with it. But in these conditions, they're just going to stay damp, wet, horrible. And putting them on again the following day, it's not ideal. You're just not going to enjoy it. You're going to end up miserable, and it's just going to be a horrendous day. So yeah, all in all, it sounds like I'm just waffling and making up excuses, but I just wanted to jump on here real quick just to let you know that I stand by my decision. I'm not seeing it as a failure. There was just a multitude of things that were going wrong, and I deemed it as too much of a risk to me and my health to stay out there. So, you know, like I said, the hills and mountains aren't going anywhere. We will be back. Keep an eye out on the channel as well. Loads of trips and content lined up. If you haven't done already, please do hit that subscribe button. It really does mean a lot. Give the videos a thumbs up. Videos every fortnight. If it's a trail or a multi-day trip, then I'll try and do that weekly if I can. Because if I break it up into days or sections, you're not going to want to wait a fortnight for the next video. So yeah, multi-day hikes or trips, probably weekly, and if everything else will be fortnightly. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, and thank you for watching. Cheers guys, see you on the next one.